So I've been entrusted with a topic which is as simple but as boring as email because we believe it's been there for years and years. And at least when we talk to a lot of custodians of email, marketers, brands, agencies, we realize there are a lot of assumptions and a lot of misses, a lot of hits. So I made some notes. I'm going to read some bit. I'm going to share some bit to walk you through why and how email is still a massive channel, and we can win big, and we should win big with email. Can I have the presentation here on the presenter? All right. So firstly, thank you, Images Group, for a wonderful opportunity, I think, to be here. And folks who are listening, I mean, I'm from Bombay, and we talk about traffic, but coming here in Bangalore is a whole unique experience for weather and traffic. Distances don't matter anymore. You kind of say, okay, I'm going to reach in 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I've already had to change my schedule 2 times because it's taken hours and 2 hours. So anyway, as we get started, a quick introduction about us as MessageBird. We're 11 years young, present in 55 countries, serving 30,000 customers across 36 trillion threads of comms. But what does that really mean, right, for folks sitting here? I mean, these are all stats. But it means as simple as, hey, if you had to send an SMS, a web notification, a browser notification, a voice, WhatsApp marketing, conversational commerce on WhatsApp. And I'm not going to speak on that because I think we have friends and foes here who are speaking the next 2 days on the importance of WhatsApp and what to do. But most importantly, I'm going to be speaking on email, the topic I've been entrusted with. So why us, right? One second. We are managing close to 40% of the global email traffic. What does that mean? That means 9 trillion plus emails annually. I think we'll land up ending this year close to 11 trillion emails. And believe me, that's the volume of emails businesses like you send. When we talk to customers or their customers, they actually want emails because that's a preferred method or a preferred channel of communication. Third, 7,000 plus happy customers. And most importantly, on Cyber or Black Friday and Cyber Monday, we delivered a peak of 254 million emails per hour without a single outage or SLA. So I think when we see this and we engage with businesses and brands at this scale and caliber, we kind of feel we got a lot of learnings with them globally as well as in India. And can we share some of that with you? Very interesting stat, 95% of our customers who send email, or more importantly are sending email, actually realize that they're doing better than industry average. But it's just not about sending. So to kind of say, why? Can anybody guess what this number is? What does the number 44 stand for? Any shout outs? Any guesses? That's the ROI in email. For every dollar you spend on email, you can actually get 44% return as a marketer, as a brand custodian, as a business. So can I please have the presentation here? I have to keep turning around. Email marketers are actually sending now 27% more email than pre-coronavirus, which further validates that email is important and it's not going to go away. Personalization, automation, and interactive content is actually becoming more and more contextual and relevant in the world of email. We all see about AMP interactive emails that are actually now getting delivered. And last, more than 70% of consumers, and something I spoke about earlier, are actually preferring to receive business communication via email than other channels. I know for SMS, I have 8,500 unread SMSs. Because of the opt-in, or rather the autofill of your OTP, you really do not need to open your SMS inbox because you need your SMS inbox for OTP, which autofills into most of the apps. So email is still and continues to drive as the #1 ROI channel. Well, why is it not happening? Or businesses are doing, but how can we make it better? How can we make email work for you? In our talks with marketers and custodians, the key stats being measured are accepted rate and bounce rate. When we speak to businesses and we speak, yes, I sent 10 million emails, and I sent 100 million emails, and I sent 5 million emails, or this campaign had this, and I got an acceptance rate of 95%, or I got an acceptance rate of this, or I got a delivery rate, or a bounce rate of only 2%. But what does that mean? Just because your email was sent does not mean it got to the inbox. There is a huge difference between the act of sending an email and the act of that email actually going in your recipient or your customer's inbox. So there's a difference between delivery and deliverability. Delivery, which you just said, is accepted rate and bounce rate, an extremely wrong matrix that today is being tracked by most marketers or brand custodians. That, okay, I send this email, it's gone, it's reached. No, that doesn't mean anything. Deliverability measures actually what happened to your mail. Did it go in the inbox? Did the user engage with it? I'll give a very simple example, at least in the context of the US or the old terms when we got mail. Imagine you got a letter, a job application, or a job acceptance, or a college admission, and it was put in your mailbox in your building or wherever you are. That's the act of delivery. However, when somebody takes that out and puts it in front of your dining table where you read all your mails, that's the act of deliverability. However, imagine if your family member took that letter, put it in your drawer of all your junk papers, and you didn't read it, that's your spam folder. So just delivering mail doesn't solve the problem. Understanding where that mail is sitting in the user's inbox or mailbox actually gives the ROI, right? So I'm going to walk through some 6-7 slides to actually call out the key tools and solutions that exist in the world of email. Some obviously known and popular, but some that exist and people are not aware of. Cloud sending. I think one of my favorite statements is, don't land in the inbox, perform in the inbox. We almost say it as dance in the inbox, which means have the user read it. There are many solutions and technologies available in the world of email, but I think cloud sending is the dominant one, which is actually taking on versus your on-prem. We hear a lot of brand custodians, email custodians say, I want an on-prem solution. That has its limitation. It doesn't give you data. It doesn't give you analytics. So cloud sending is a very key aspect for you to focus upon. As simple to understand, I'll give a use case. If your product emails are activated, users are effectively reading and engaging with it, you will get better ROI, and that should be across your customer journeys. Next, proactive email monitoring that provides confidence before sending, in better sending. We would all agree, senders aren't always in charge of their sending, as you expect. The ISPs are actually making rules and rules. We saw Apple release, as part of its latest software update, rules of engagement with the users that own these devices. What happens, when we talk to businesses and brands, they get only 2 or 3 matrix on their email campaigns, and that also comes because they have people sitting manually collecting and collating data. And these are including large businesses and brands, and that data comes for 24, 48, 96 hours. Imagine if that number was 40+ matrix and delivered in real time without dependency of people and manual processes. I think it's extremely important that we save time and resources by tracking metrics that measure the impact of your sending. Focus should be able to predict and optimize email performance by unifying delivery, analytics, and industry data footprint, something I'll speak on as we go forward. One of my favorite slides, how many of you, by raise of hand, know what an inbox tracker is? Ever come across one? One out of the couple of you. So astonishing stats, a staggering 20% of permission-based emails never make it to the inbox. That's permission-based. Users have said, yes, I want to receive. I'm not talking of unsubscribes. People have said, I want to receive email from you, but they've not made it to the inbox. Instead, these messages are actually lying in the spam folder of the user. The reason businesses and brands don't have this is they're using one set of data, what we call in our world traditional seeds, which is seeds that go along with the email. It's a very binary response. Traditional seeds do not offer insights into engagement behavior, which means, did I scroll the email? Did I read the bottom of the email? Where was that email? How did I engage with it? Now imagine You can get complete details of your email journey, solutions to help your plan execute and optimize your email. What does the inbox tracker do? You can actually take a time frame of a sending period, and it gives you, basis on traditional seeds, AI, as well as data points, where your volume of email is sitting. So it will tell you by ISPs, it will tell you by personas, it will tell you by campaigns. I'll give an example. We had a customer who was sending close to 100, 150 million emails a year, felt that their email campaign effectiveness was close to 95, 97%. By simply understanding what a tool like Inbox Tracker did, they realized they were actually sending only 60% into the inbox of the customer. It is not to the mailbox of the customer, it is the inbox of the customer. So it's extremely important that tools like Inbox give you analytics that report deliverability using a combination of data sources, including actual consumer panel. So we're one of the largest consumer panels, and these data sets are available, where millions of users actually give us feedback on how they're engaging with your email. Using that and building a top layer of AI, we are able to tell you, extrapolate that 5,000 of your emails in a particular campaign, 30% went into spam. Imagine if you sent 50 million of that email, what kind of negative impact you're getting with that. So that is a tool today available to marketers and custodians of email. I think the other thing is, you have that data, what are you doing with it? Take action, deliverability insights. I'm sure your leadership or even marketing would ask about deliverability whenever a question or issue arises. What if they had their own easy ways to monitor and optimize it themselves? So the key is overlaying sending and deliverability data into a single view so that you have visibility into the performance of your email at a campaign level. There are tools called different spam traps. I'm not even sure how many marketers or brand custodians or email custodians know. There are different kinds of spam traps that the anti-spam organizations around the world are laying. You purchase a database off the net, it has several spam email addresses. What it does is they plant these spam email addresses across the ecosystem. You acquire, they register dead email addresses on Outlook, on Gmail, which are not used historically, but maybe sitting in your database, also get classified as spam. If you're not flushing these out, you're not tracking this, you're hitting the spam every time, which is affecting your entire sending campaign. This one, again, a favorite of mine. I had 3 hand raises for Inbox Tracker. How many are aware of what a competitive tracker does here? 1. Interestingly, I like to call this for what we say is a persona CMO Cindy or email geek Emily. What does that mean, right? Marketers know strategy, ideation, and implementation are only half the battle won when it comes to building a successful marketing program. However, the second half is knowing what your competition is doing. And exactly that's what the Inbox Tracker does. You can benchmark your email campaigns against competitors. So if you're ABC Commerce Private Limited, a D2C brand, you have similar competition, ABC, XYZ, and 6, 7, 8 other brands. Using Competitive Tracker, tool like Competitive Tracker, you can actually now mirror them, campaign to campaign, see the effectiveness. Imagine understanding what your competitor is doing without going and asking. And you're probably thinking this is full-time stalking. No, these are tools available today that enable businesses and brands to actually pit themselves at a campaign level or at an email program level and see how they are doing against fellow competition. Which means if you're promoting a product, it'll tell you these are the subject lines that are working better for brand A versus this campaign when you're promoting a product is not working better for you because 70% is going into spam. If you're using a coupon, it'll tell you so-and-so competitor or you're better than competition because these are the reasons. So a competitive tracker gives you full insights by your selected set of competition that lets you actually pit yourself, your campaign, against competition. Recipient validation. I think this one is extremely important. We all know a positive reputation with mailbox providers is basic need for everyone sending valuable time-sensitive emails. After all, if your email can't be delivered, you can't deliver it, then nothing else matters. It's almost like a wrong address. I think we all use food delivery apps and we put the wrong address. The guy keeps calling us, sir, address guy, I can't deliver your food parcel, the food is getting cold. And then you kind of, I've done it a few times, got fed up and said, yeah, return it back because I've put the address. Till later, I've realized that I actually put the wrong address with some, sort of few key recipient validation actually does that. We all, and when we talk to brand marketers, email custodians, we've never flushed out our email database. It keeps growing and it keeps growing and it keeps growing. Users may have stopped using a product, email addresses may be changed, users may have clicked on unsubscribe, various reasons, but the email database keeps growing. Imagine if you had a tool that you could actually validate and flush out all your email addresses to say, does this email even exist? Does this email address even get listed as a spam email address? By using tools like this today, marketers can first flush out the user base and then use those tools in order to deliver emails to actual, because your reputation of your IP is the most important. We've seen marketers use shared IPs. You're then dependent and impacted by other IP senders or email senders. But however, even if you are using your own dedicated IP, and if you're not flushing out your email database, what you're doing is you're going and hitting back to those emails again and again, which are hitting spam, anti-spam organizations. The ISPs like the Googles and the Microsofts and the Yahoos are classifying you as a bad sender, and hence putting every email that you send, including OTPs and notifications, under spam category. So I think it's very important that there are for marketers and businesses for you to know that in order to win email, you also need to ensure that you flushed your database, and there are tools like the recipient validation. So I think this is just a quick slide, a NASCAR slide. I'll try and wrap up now. We work with 7,000 plus customers, but if you see on the key, cuts across all the different verticals, especially on internet and e-commerce. In India, we have some very large notable customers. I think this slide is not updated. Naukri, InfoEdge as an example. Tata Click, you can see here some of our larger big customers. What I want to call out very interestingly is if you see the MarTech and e-commerce, we have WebEngage here, one of a very large customer and we partner big with. Adobe, Salesforce, MailChimp, Braze. It's very important, and they understand and their customers understand that when I'm sending as simple OTP, which needs to go into hundreds of thousands or millions, to notifications, to an ordered update, to a marketing program, it needs to have its impact. So last slide, email is hard. Believe it or not, it's the toughest challenge we have when we sit with somebody on the marketing side or a business or a brand, that, email is easy, I plug in an API, I start sending email, and it is. Email actually goes through the whole process of IP warming up. It goes through the whole process of campaign understanding, database validation, recipient validation, and many more. So email is hard. Understand it. Speak with the experts, I think. But email can be won in big. And I think this is our belief that you can get 44x ROI for every dollar you spend using email. We're here to partner. We are outside. If you have any questions, me and my team would be more than happy to address. Thank you.